think you got a pocket full of dead white presidents? That's European ancestral worship. Why do you think they've got all these white folks' pictures in every courthouse and all the universities and the corporate headquarters? You come in there, big dead white folks all over the wall. And they are always being reminded that the ancestors are here. And then you start getting strange and peculiar. Well, I don't do this ancestor thing. I don't worship my ancestors. Well, you're the only one. You see, that's why you are so weak. Because you've lost connection with the angels. You've lost connection with the jinns. You've lost connection with the spiritual entities that were sent as intermediaries to do the work of the divine creator who used human beings to serve as the vessel for making things happen. When you lose memory, then you don't know, not only can you slam dunk a basketball, you can slam dunk the planet through the circle of time. You don't realize that the same healing power that Imhotep has, we still have. You don't realize that the mathematical and architectural minds that built the pyramids based on a spiritual blueprint are still operating with us. You don't realize that the powerlessness of our enemies who attacked our bodies but didn't bother to somehow destroy our minds, their power continues only as long as we give them the power over our bodies and abdicate the power of our minds. We don't understand who we are because we have forgotten. We have forgotten the tribal self. Now, you see, the work of Brother Rashidi and Van Sertima and Chancellor Williams and the great elder who's now an ancestor, John Henry Clark, and all of these brilliant scholars, why is their work so important? They have been engaged in reviving the memory of the ancestors. That's what history is. You see, history in and of itself, as a chronicle of events, as dates and locations, is not significant. It is significant only if you know the connection between those events and you. That's why the slave makers erased the consciousness of the African contributors to the building of this civilization. That's why they did that. They didn't want you to know that you helped lay the foundation for civilized life. They didn't want you to know that the concept of family was generated by African people. They didn't want you to know that the concept of the relationship to the creator of the universe and the understanding that the human being is made of immortal substance that cannot be destroyed, that transcends time and space. They didn't want you to know that that concept was first formulated by African people. They didn't want you to know that long before Osiris resurrected from the dead, long before Jesus resurrected from the dead, Osiris or Osir had already gotten up from the dead and was able to be the ruler over the heavens and earth. They don't want you to know that the woman called Mary was in fact a replication of the woman called Oset or called Isis, who was able to bring forth a virgin child out of the relationship between the divine spiritual being of who she was and to reconstitute life and start it again by her own search, perseverance, and higher power. They don't want you to understand that those are African concepts. They don't want you to know that the whole planet is an African colony. They don't want you to know the role that we play.